Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, and all of you are welcome in the GS University Geography lecture. And the topic we are going to discuss today is the solar system. So, for quite a second, I am moving from here. You people are required to take a screenshot of this diagram. Okay, before starting the lecture, I must explain you that you don't need to pick up pen or the copy to understand or write over something about this lecture. I have provided a description link in the description. I have provided the links in the description box, and there you are finding the two links. The above link is of title of this topic, and the second one link is the page on which you are finding this topic. If you are seeing this video post 24 hours, that means you are finding only the page link, and then you will visit the page and scroll over there to find the topic of solar system. Right. So just put down your pen and the writing notebook and just listen the lecture carefully and make your concept about the solar system. So in the solar system, on the given notes, I have provided you the structure of the solar system, composition of the solar system. In the composition of the solar system, we have a star first, then we have the planets. So though in our solar system we have the 8 planets, then we have the asteroids, comet, meteoroids, and in the addition of it, we have what? Dust particles and gases. So the star in the form we have our sun. Then we have the planet, asteroid, comet, meteors, and then we have the dust particle and gases. So now I start the explanation of the lecture named solar system. So in our solar system, first we have the star, and the name of our star is sun, and the radius of the sun is 7 lakh kilometer. That means the diameter of the sun will be 14 lakh kilometer. The radius is 7 lakh kilometer. Now, the temperature of the center of the sun is 1.5 crore degrees centigrade, and the temperature of the surface of the sun is in the range of 5500 degrees centigrade to 6100 degrees centigrade. On average, we are taking it as a 6000 degrees centigrade. So look, the great variation in the temperature of the sun itself. The core temperature is 1.5 crore degrees centigrade, whereas the surface temperature is about 6000 degrees centigrade. Now look out the composition of the sun. So in the composition of the sun, we have the hydrogen 72%, and then we have the helium 26%, and the 2% are the rest of the gases. So in the composition of the sun, the hydrogen is 72%, helium is 26%, and in the 2% we have the composition of all the gases. Say any gases you will find over here. So the radius of the sun is 7 lakh kilometer, the core temperature is 1.5 crore degrees centigrade, surface temperature 6000 degrees centigrade, and we have the 72% hydrogen and the 26% helium on the broad basis. Rest of the factual points I have provided in the written notes online. Now move toward the planets. So when we are moving towards the planet, the first planet we are confronted or encountered is Mercury, then we have the Venus, and then we have our Earth. So Earth is on number 3rd, and then we have the Mars. Then the next planet we have the Jupiter, Saturn, then we have the Uranus and Neptune. Now The planet of the solar system are divided into the two parts, and the one part which having the first four planets known as terrestrial planet. Terrestrial planets. Now these planets also known as solid planets. So the first four planets known as a terrestrial planets because they have the solid surface. Then they are the solid in the nature, solid planets, and they are also known as a internal planet. Internal planet why? Because affected by sun heat or temperature. So those planets who have the effect on itself of sun temperature or the heat are known as a internal planet. Then in the next group we have a giant planets, Giants, giants planets, because they are very much large in the size. These planets also known as gaseous planets. And then the third nomenclature is external planets because they are not affected by the heat or the temperature of the sun. So the first group of planet, Mercury, Venus, Earth and Mars, known as by the name nomenclature terrestrial planets, solid planet and internal planet. So our Earth is a solid planet, Earth is a terrestrial planet, and Earth is a internal group of part of the internal group of planets. Then we have the gaseous last four planets known by the name as gaseous planets, giant planets and external planets. Now, how the formation of the solid planets and the gaseous planet took place. So, we know that we have a nomenclature or the term as a wind. The wind originates on the sun known as solar wind. And what is the wind? So the character of the air, when the air moves from the high pressure toward the lower pressure on the horizontal surface in the horizontal manner, known as a wind. That's why we call the southwest monsoon as a southwest monsoon wind, not the southwest monsoon air. So the nature, the character of the air when it moves horizontally from the high pressure area toward the low pressure area, known as a wind. So look at the temperature differences of the sun itself, the temperature range. In the core we have the temperature 1.5 crore degrees centigrade, and the surface we have the temperature is about 6000 degrees centigrade. So this temperature differentiation creates the density differentiation, and the density differentiation ultimately transforming into the pressure differentiation and creating the solar wind. So in the formation of the planet, when they encountered with the solar wind, the first four planets, hydrogen and helium, was blown away with the solar wind. I repeat, the gaseous amount of the first four planets, which are presently known as the terrestrial planets, blown away with the solar wind. Now when this blown away matter reached to the distance of 70 crore kilometer, when the gaseous amount of the first four planets with the solar winds reached to the distance of the 70 crore kilometer, they encountered with an invisible area, invisible zone, which known by the name of frost line. So from the sun to the distance of the 70 crore kilometer, we have an invisible zone known as a frost line. Frost, why frost? Now from here onwards, the gases started to frost. We know the hydrogen frosting point is minus 259.2 degrees centigrade, and of helium it is minus 272.2 degrees centigrade. So beyond this zone, that is the first line, the invisible zone, the gases started to be transformed into the frost form, and they frosted over the Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. And that's how, if the Jupiter was having the one atom of the hydrogen, it was added by another two atom of hydrogen. So that's how altogether the three atom of the hydrogen. So the amount of these gases also added over the planet of these gases, and that's how the formation of the gaseous planet took place. If we took for the example, suppose this is Jupiter, so the core of the Jupiter will be solid or is solid, and around this core there is an accumulation of gases. Around the core of the solid planet there is an accumulation of the gases, and for example, the hydrogen is having Jupiter is having 90% hydrogen and around 10% helium. Around 10% helium means some small particles that are almost equal to the negligible parts but are present over here. That's why they say around 10% or almost 10% helium gas. So the formation of the gaseous planets took place in that manner, that the solar wind blown away also the gases of the solid planets toward the gaseous planets, and that's how the gaseous planets got the additional amount of gas, hydrogen and helium, and transformed itself into the gaseous planets, and the size became so large, that's why known as a giant planets. So the two group of planets, terrestrial planets and the gaseous planets. Between the terrestrial planets and the gaseous planets, or between the Mars and the Jupiter, we have a belt of the fragmented solid particles which are having in composition the rock particle, sand particles. So this belt is known as the asteroids. This belt of the scattered matter, solid scattered matter, is known as a asteroid, which is between the Mars and the Jupiter, and doing its revolution by putting the sun at its center. Scientific community believe that the asteroids have all the quality to be transformed into the planet, but because of the high gravitational pull exerted by the Jupiter on the asteroid belts, the asteroids are not getting converted into the planet. Now beyond the gaseous planets, we have another belt known as a Kuiper belt, and in this Kuiper belt we have a body known as comet. Comet also revoluting around the sun. The comet also known by the name of tail star and breaking star. The concept is this, that at this place the comet is outside the periphery of the sun temperature effect, but when the comet come in the revolution period, come near to the sun, the ice over the comet start to melt, and when the ice is completely melt of the comet, the gases present over the comet start to burn and they make a tail. That's why the comet also known as a tail star, because a star is a what? Illuminated object. So that illuminated object is have a illuminated tail known as a tail star. And when the human beings see on the general notion light in burning comet, they say that look, that is the breaking star. That's why it is also known by the name of breaking star. The third body we have around the sun is meteor. Now, planet, asteroids and the comet all have their orbit. That's why in the particular path they are on the particular path they are revolution around the sun, revoluting around the sun. But the comet does not follow the rule of orbit, though the sun is at the center of their wandering, but they are not in the position of the revolution around the sun. So the meteors are not having the orbit. That's the what has been done by the asteroids, planets and the comet. And that's why the meteors also known as a creative force of Earth, because what the Earth we have today, habitable for the human being or for the life, it is just because of the act or the activities done by the meteors over thousands or the billions of the year over the surface of the Earth. So the meteors are not having its orbit, but the planet, asteroids and the comets are having the orbit around it, where the sun is at the center of their revolution. Now come to the satellites. So the largest number of the recognized satellites we have on the Jupiter, 63. But now it is well established proof that the largest number of the or the highest number of the satellites are having the Saturn. So technically Jupiter is 62, technically Saturn is 82, that has been recognized all in your syllabus. And the Uranus is having the 27 satellites, and the Neptune simultaneously is having the 14 satellites. Now come to the terrestrial planets. In the terrestrial planets, the Mars is having the 2 satellites, Earth is having the 1 satellite, we know it as the Moon, and then the Venus and the Jupiter are those planets which are not having even a single satellite. Come to the size. Now in the respect of size, the Jupiter is largest, and then second Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and the fifth one is Earth, sixth one is Mars, seventh is Venus, and eighth is Mercury. And that's how this is the all around description of our solar system. Up to clean cap, we have a star, temperature 1.5 crore degrees centigrade at the center, and the surface 6000 degrees centigrade, radius is 7 lakh kilometer, and this is the composition in respect of hydrogen and the helium. The two altogether we have the 8 planets divided into the 2 groups. One is terrestrial solid or the internal planet, and the second one is giant gases or the external planet. Between the terrestrial and the external planets, we have a belt of the scattered solid material formed out of the rock particles and the dust particles known as the asteroids, having all the qualities to transform into the planets, but because of the gravitational pull exerted by the Jupiter are not getting transformed into the planet. And then we have the comet covered by the ice cover, and in the another celestial body we have the meteors not having a perfect orbit. And then we have a frost line between the Mars and the Jupiter beyond the asteroids, and the distance between the frost line, that is the invisible area, and the sun is 70 crore kilometer. Beyond the frost line, the gases start to be in the frost form, and that how this is all along the explanation of the solar system. If any point you people are not clear, write to me in the comment box. I will provide you written notes or the video link through the explanation for those questions put by you. For the now being, thank you all of you. Goodbye. Vande Mataram.